The month of August is coming right around the corner, and with that, obviously, the first day of every month, the new Battle Pass is dropped. This is going to be a different Battle Pass from the rest. It's going to normally have all the stages, probably all the way up to 80, have the same rewards as your normal one. However, they are adding a crate, and this crate has a bunch of vehicles you can get from it. The most notable is this one down here, the AE Phase 1 Tier 9 American Collector Heavy Tank. But as well, you can get the Lorraine 40T, T2065 Sheriff, FE201 Rudolph, Thunder, Agent, and a Racer. Yeah, the tier 6s and 7s aren't amazing, but I will say the Sheriff is not bad, neither is the Lorraine, and getting your hands on the AE Phase 1 is what everybody wants to get. Now, notice that every vehicle here has a certificate part, the Lorraine, T2065, on and on and on for every single vehicle. However, you'll notice the AE Phase 1 does not have certificates. Now, in the Blitz files, it is listed that the tank has certificates, but there's no values for them, which means, sort of aware currently that, yeah, chances of getting the AE Phase 1 are about 0. Or, the actual drop chance out of the operation container would be 0.05. Ooh, baby, that is, yeah, just absolutely horrific. One of the worst drop chances you'll ever get in the game, especially for a tier 9 vehicle. Now that means a YouTuber like Pantoufly or me, if we wanted to get our hands on this vehicle using our normal accounts, it would cost us thousands upon thousands of dollars if this tank does not have certificates. I have a feeling that these crates are going to be expensive to get your hands on because they can also give you other vehicles, maybe $5 or $10 a pop worth of gold. So, not very excited for that. Thankfully, I do have a CC account that Wargaming has running with me. I don't really do much with it ever, but maybe, hey, I'll have a reason for it now to actually show you guys what the AE Phase 1 is capable of doing. Now, we're also going to be comparing it in today's video to the M103, a very similar playstyle of a Tier 9 heavy tank, also an American vehicle. They carry the exact same type of gun, very similar damage per minute, aiming time values, everything like that, and fantastic hold-on capabilities go for both of them. So first of all, let's break into the armor profile of the AE Phase 1 with an M103 aiming at it, and you can see it's quite strong. That upper plate is, even with heat, impenetrable with an M103, and that turret is incredibly strong as well. Any tier 8s are not going to be able to penetrate that turret whatsoever, as long as they're not shooting that big old weak spot right on the back there. Now, thankfully, when you're hull down, you're easily able to hide the majority of that weak spot, but it still will show a teeny bit. But when you're hull down, this vehicle does have a big weak spot. You'll notice here that it really just, it's quite easy to pen that turret if you have enough penetration. Now, granted, you need about 250 pen, but that's not that much for a tier 8 heavy tank, or even tier 8 medium at that. So the AE Phase 1, yes, it does have a very strong turret, especially hull down, but it will also be somewhat easy to pen, as long as you know where to penetrate it. Like with calibrated shells on, this vehicle is butter. So, playing against tier 10 heavy tanks, obviously a tier 9 heavy should not be bouncing every shell, and I actually think that this is pretty balanced for that turret armor, especially because tier 8 and some tier 9s are really going to struggle to get through that turret. Now, as I did say, that upper plate is incredibly strong, and yeah, it really is. So that's something that's great about the vehicle. Now, side armor, yeah, just like most of the American tier 9s and 10s, its sides are very weak, only being about 65 millimeters in total. Very weird tank design, isn't it? It's got 4 tracks, the turret is weird as heck. It's a really freaking weird tank design, but I really do like the look of it. Massive turret when you take a look. In fact, if you turn this turret to the side, it's definitely going to be pennable by any 150 millimeter high explosive shells. So yeah, that's not all too good for the vehicle. But overall, you can see the turret looks very strong, same for the hull down capabilities. Especially when we compare it to an M103's turret, which you can see is just way weaker. Like, even with heat on, it's just so much weaker than the AE Phase 1's turret. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind, is the M103 turret, while it is strong, really stands no chance compared to the AE Phase 1 turret. So that's one thing that is definitely a lot stronger about the AE Phase 1. Now, taking a look at the gun handling, it actually has pretty solid damage per minute at 2,500. When we compare that to the M103 at around 2,367, it's very similar. Now, in fact, we should put on rammer here to see just how close. So 2,545, and what was the AE Phase 1? 2,479. So basically the same on the damage per minute. Now the heat shells on this vehicle are 330 millimeters of heat, and of course with calibrated on, it has 363, which is obviously going to be plenty to cut through any tier 8s and any tier 10s you are coming up against. Deals 400 damage per shot, which is giving it just about a 9.68 second reload. Aiming time though at 2.35 seconds, and as all dispersion at 0.353 is quite poor. If we compare that to the M103 really quick, you'll see that the aiming time and dispersion on the M103 are way better than the AE Phase 1, something that this vehicle is definitely going to struggle with on all of these values for the gun handling, but does come with 10 degrees of gun depression, and as well goes 40 kilometers per hour forward, 20 in reverse, and it's got a pretty decent power to weight ratio of 13.76, and as well a fantastic traverse speed of 34.02. Another weird fact about this vehicle is the concealment at 21.5%. Now, if we compare that to the M103, this vehicle is at 10%. Yeah, that's a huge difference. And even if we get a vehicle that's kind of low slung, like a T110E5, it's still only at 10% camouflage. This vehicle here might actually have more comparable camouflage to a tier 9 medium tank, and exactly that. Let's try like an M46 Patton here. An M46 Patton is 26.40. So there you have it, folks. The M46 Patton has basically the same camo, or not basically, but similar camo to a tier 9 heavy tank. Yeah, really weird there. Don't know what to say about the AE Phase 1 on camouflage. Now, are you going to be able to get your hands on the AE Phase 1? No. Don't even think slightly that you'll get your hands on it. In my opinion, if you get it, you are one of the luckiest players in World of Tanks Blitz. Expect to be getting any of the other awards, the T-2065 Sheriff, the FV201, or any of those other vehicles, because they're actually not terrible deals. And in fact, the fact that Wargaming's just adding this as an extra Battle Pass item is really nice, because that means if you play for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 Battle Passes, you might be able to get your hands on a free Tier 8 or Tier 7 premium tank, where obviously before this you would not have been able to do that at all. So I don't think it's actually a bad deal at all on what Wargaming is doing with the Battle Pass here. But for anybody that was actually thinking it was going to be possible to get the AE Phase 1, well, yeah, your doubts should be very big right now. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you would like to see more like this on other tanks, just little short snippets on, you know, the AE Phase 1 and vehicles like this, I'm actually planning on doing a Kampfpanzer 50-ton giveaway very shortly. Maybe even tomorrow I'll make the video on it, but I need to get all of it set up and mod the skin over it. But I am definitely going to be doing a Kampfpanzer 50-ton giveaway in the next week, so keep your eyes and ears posted for that. But as I said, hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you would like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.